Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. We got to be able to trade this market to the upside or to the downside. Uncle Charles mentioned yesterday if we clear 604, 605, and 606.4, you want to look to long with the 608 level as a target. Unfortunately, a little bit with CPI, it gapped up over the 604 and 605 level, so we didn't get the opportunity to trade that recapture. So we did recapture the 606.4 level. I wrote here in my Discord, guys, watch for potential back test of the 606.4 level. Remember, we talked about the back test and go strategy yesterday. The back test and go strategy allows us to know if a breakout or a breakdown is legit or not. And when SPY had the opportunity to backtest that 606.4 level as a resistant, what did they do? You can go look on the 15-minute chart for this one. They cleared it. You guys remember yesterday when we broke it down? Well, this was Monday. We broke it down, retested that 606.4 level as a resistant, and it pushed downwards. The market makers recognize this level. And when they had the opportunity to defend it as resistant again, they failed. Okay. Cleared 606.4 on the 15-minute chart. And, I mentioned in the group, so far 606.4 cleared. But it will need to defend as support to keep 608 in play. No puts unless 606.4 fails as support. We don't enter puts unless a support level fails, unless a breakout gets invalidated. Instead, we had a breakdown that got invalidated when 606.4 recaptured, and it went and hit my 608 level. It was good for one level to level move. It was solid. Unfortunately, didn't get much higher than that. Went up as high as 608.4ish. Yeah. But as you guys can see now, on this 15-minute chart, that 606.4, which is a critical Fibonacci level on the daily chart, it's retesting as a support in the pre-market. Okay, so the plan right now is straightforward. If this recapture is to stay intact, price must stay above 606.4. Price must finally break through that 608 level and give us a daily chart close above, because it's been a tough sell zone and it's still getting selling pressure there. So there's still selling orders that need to be absorbed. But if bulls want new all-time high, they must stay above 606.4 and finally clear 608 to put 610 or higher in play. The same way I always show you guys when we do it on the 15 or 30-minute chart. That's how you want to look to enter and exit. You want to do it from one level to the next level. You enter from one level, you exit on the next level, and you leave runners if you want to catch a potentially bigger move. Okay? So above 606.4, the false breakdown stays intact. The recapture stays intact. And if it stays intact, we should stay bullish. For this recapture to be invalidated, for yesterday's bounce to be a dead cat bounce, then today 606.4 must fail again, and preferably 605 and 604. Okay, gotta be careful for some type of M pattern that could be developing, and if it is, as usual, breakdown or support will be the trigger to go short. 606.4 must break down to start, and that will put 605 and 604 in play. And if it happens to break down as well, then back down to 602 we go, which was the low around Tuesday. And if below 602, we got to be careful of an M pattern that can send SPY a lot lower than 600. I was thinking about 600 being a good retest, a good back test for the SPY, a healthy back test. But I tell you, with this development, with this context, a breakdown on 602 might send SPY even lower than 600. We do have a nice gap. I'll have a few gaps. One gap is around 595.5-ish. Another gap around 590.5. So lots of gaps to the downside. But it won't matter unless we break down 606.4, 604, and 602. Use these levels that I got for you guys on the daily chart. Trade it on the 15 to 30 minute chart or whatever time frame you're comfortable with. I like to use the 15 to 30 minute chart. All right, guys. Triple Q. I mentioned in Triple Q, this is for tier 2 members. I wrote about how 525 needed to clear. Okay, if 525 clears, 527, possibly 530 in play. Once it cleared, I mentioned 525 cleared. We ended up clearing 527. I mentioned how 527 cleared. You guys can see how it worked beautifully. We cleared 525 right there. And we cleared 527 right there. 527 was a nice entry because it actually back tested. It gave it some time to back test. You guys can see right there. Cleared 525, but it didn't back test. It just went up straight up. It was a very nice bounce. Cleared 527. Hit my 528.5 target. Came and back tested it. Cleared 528.5 and went and hit 530. Triple Q. If you're using Uncle's levels, price action style, sheep style, Triple Q was very lovely to trade yesterday. All right. Let's get to the daily chart though. What's it looking like on the daily chart? It's looking crazy bullish. Let me go back to the smaller time frame actually. So remember, I have that support at 527. You guys see how the market makers respected it. We broke it out, retested as a support, and then push higher. So if it is pullback time, 527 must fail to put 525 in play with 523.5 and 522 below, okay? If above 527, based on this context, bulls have a shot at more upside, but they'll need to get above 528.5 and clear 530 to put 532 or higher in play. So basically 527 is my equilibrium level. Above it, bulls still have a shot at more upside. Below, pullback. Tesla, I'm looking at a 15-minute chart here, guys. Now my Tesla analysis throughout the day, it can be accessed by tier 1 members and tier 2 members and tier 3 members, of course. But look at this. This was incredible. I have a Tesla analysis room. You know, and we wrote 409.6 is next resistant and must clear to put 411 and 413 plus in play. And if 408 fails, 406, 404, and 400 in play. You guys can see how the market began with a breakdown of my 409.5 level. If you missed that, there was also the 408 breakdown. And how low did we go? We went as low as 402.3-ish. That's a pretty nice move. That's a $5, $6, $7 move right there, guys. To the downside. But what happened next? If you traded that level to level with runners, you would have been great on that little pullback, a little drop in the morning. But what happened after that? Well, we had a very nice false breakdown setup. We broke down 408, pointed by the arrow, 409. We also broke down 406 right here, as you guys can see. And then boom, we recaptured 406, recaptured 408. False breakdown setup. This is why I tell you guys, you don't have to call a bottom, you don't have to call a top. Just wait for the right setup. We recaptured 408 for the false breakdown setup, and boy, oh boy, did it push up higher and higher. And now here we are. No crystal balls needed. This is life-changing money here that I'm trying to get you guys to learn how to trade so you guys can see how awesome price action trading is. But as of right now, guys, I do have resistant at 427, okay? If 427 can clear, then back to 430 we go and possibly even break 430, okay? If this is pullback time, I have support at 425, 423.5, and 422. If those levels fail, it is pullback time down to 420, 418, possibly all the way back down to 414 and 412.5-ish, all right? But it'll only start if 425 and 422 can fail as support. But if 427 clears, more upside possible. NVDA with an inside candle setup here, which tells us it's consolidating. And what is the range of the mother candle's high? Well, the mother candle's high is at 141.8, but I'm going to round it to my 142 level, with the low being 133.7. I also had a level at 133, so it's pretty close. All right, overall plan is still the same, but the context is a little different now. So with 140 or 142 clears, I'd be bullish based on this setup. And yeah, and once again, 138, 136.7 are support. If they fail, 135 and 133 are in play, and below 133, I would be bear biased based on this setup. I'm already bearish, but I'd be more bearish based on this setup and favor a lot more downside. IWM is still looking bearish to me, consolidating, but I mean, you guys remember how critical that 239 level was. It was a resistance, then it was a support, and it was a support. Once again, it's a resistant. So 239 is an important level, and I can't get bullish unless 239 clears. And there's a fib level at 240.8. So 239 and 240.8 must clear for Uncle Charles to be bullish on IWM. All right, once again, supports at 237.5 and 236. If those levels fail, then pullback continues, possibly all the way down to 232 or lower. Okay. Apple, finally, we're getting some type of pullback. And for there to be more of a pullback, 247 must fail to put 245.5, 244, 241.7, and 240 all in play. Okay, so 247 and 245.5 must fail to get us more of a pullback. If above 247, bulls have a shot to defy gravity again with the next target at 248.5. And if it clears, 250 and 251.5 in play. Amazon still just trucking away to the upside. I have next resistance at 230 and 232. They both must clear if Amazon wants to go higher. I have the next critical fib level at 240. All right. If it's pullback time, no problem. Supports at 228 and 226. Those levels must fail to trigger puts. Remember how I tell you guys to use the levels on the 15-minute chart? They can be used the same on Amazon. All right. So 228, 226 fail. You want to look to short with 222, 220 all in play. Meta. Very nice bounce for Meta. Yes, it's looking very bullish. However, supports are at 632 and 630. Okay. No, I wouldn't look to short unless 632 and 630 fails to put 625, 623.5 or lower in play. So below 630, I'd be bearish. Next resistance are 634 and 636. If they clear, then more upside income. 638, 640, all would be in play. Microsoft still pushing its way to the upside as well. Next resistance at 448 and 449.5. If they clear, 451, 454 or higher is in play. I'll trust this rejection from this fib level if next support at 440. What do I have it at? 446.5, 445, and 443 fail to put 440 and 437.6 in play. DXY looking like it's bouncing after retesting that multi-year trend line. We are bouncing up higher. If they can clear 107.1 and 108, we're definitely gonna push up higher, and maybe maybe SPY can inverse the DXY. Okay, once again, support still at 106.1 and 105.6. I cannot favor more downside unless those levels fail. Coin had a chop day yesterday, but even a chop day for Coin, I mean, the range was from 308.8 to 320.9. Wow. Even on a chop day, the range is still pretty big and it's still tradable. If you're a price action person. But as of right now, I have resistance at 317, 320, and 322. If those levels clear, then more upside is possible. I think a bottom could be in above 322. All right. Supports at 315, 313, and 311.7. You guys notice this uptrend line slopes up. So 311.7 is not only a fib level, but it's based on this uptrend line. So below 311.7 would be very bearish for coin. We already had a false breakdown setup, a stop loss hunting situation, if you will, right here. Okay, you guys see how they build up the liquidity where they bounce off this trend line. They're setting up retail traders, and then boom, they go stop loss hunting before pushing us up, pushing the price higher because they want to screw us over. So if this is a dead cat bounce, that's the level that must fail. 311.7 and below is going to be bearish. Okay, so that's what I got for coin. Doge, we managed to recapture the 40-cent level. You see it recaptured it on a 6-hour chart. I use a bigger time frame because with Doge, I'm just trading shares. It's a lot less risky than you know, buying calls and puts. So I use the bigger time frame because it's swing trading with this. If you're swing trading 4 hour, 6 hour, the daily chart, you know, that's why I like to look at and you know the higher time frame for this one. And we did clear 40 cents. Okay, so 40 cents is support, and you guys can see it's also battling to recapture this uptrend line. We recaptured it right there. There's my arrow. Recaptured it right there, and now we are back testing it as a support. I'm going to trust the bounce off this trend line if we recapture 42 cents. Okay, we knocked on the door. It tried to clear, didn't quite clear just yet. Had to back test a critical support. But if it does, I would look to long. If you're already long right now, it's not a bad idea, because we did false breakdown set up this 40 cents, right? So if you are long right now, I would keep your stop loss below 40 cents. I wouldn't cut loss unless we get that close below 40 cents. It's looking good. Hopefully you guys took some profit. You shaved. The power of scaling out is important, guys. Level to level. So hopefully you guys were able to shave off a little bit of profit, 42 cents, and leave your runners. But I tell you this, if 42 cent clears, I would definitely add to my position, or I would look to enter a position. Right now, I'm not in a position. I got stopped out recently. I did pretty good on it from 40 cents up to 48 cents. Caught a little piece of the pie, but I got stopped out. So the next thing I'm looking for to enter is, like I said, I'll trust the bounce if 42 cent clears. I'll long if 42 cents clear. I'll shave off some profits at 44 cents and 46. But my ultimate target would be 48 and 50 cents. That's why I would shave off a lot of my position and probably leave a small runner and look for the next setup to enter. Okay, but that's my trade idea for myself, guys. For myself, I don't know what you guys want to do. I'm just telling you guys what I'm going to do. I will be looking to long above 42 cents. And like I said, if you're already long, I wouldn't cut loss unless 40 cents drop back, okay? And if it does, just cut loss, okay, guys? It's all right. You don't have to be right on every one of them, okay? It's going to be another opportunity. But anyways, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to drop. I think it's going to pop. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Bitcoin, we're battling still around that 100K to 102K range. 102K is actually a fib level. So we need to break through to get us back to 104K or higher. All right. And right now, 100,000 and 98.4 thousand are support. So let's see if they can hold. So thank you guys this morning, guys. This is what I have for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Good luck today. Peace.